This is with a new
Alright.
capability.
Hello. Hi, everyone. Welcome to Soulmates. We're
Woohoo!
not gonna do a whole intro. It's our anniversary episode. And we're just gonna play some Mahjong. And answer some Q&A questions. Thanks for everyone who sent questions in. Um, we can briefly introduce ourselves. I'm Ivy Fox. You know me. I'm the host. Who's
You're
next?
what?
Bitch, who are you?
I'm Ash, and it's my podcast.
That's true. Oh yeah? I think that's so funny. Well, who are you?
I'm Kit. Yeah.
And that's it. That's all the people in this room.
That's all you need to know, yeah.
Yeah.
That's it. That's Kit.
That's Kit.
But, like, who's that?
But who's that?
This is May. You can find me at gayfrog, Gey frog.tumblr.com, where I am on the verge of being replaced by AI.
That's the
Yeah,
only
you can,
plug.
you can
That's-
follow MayGPT at maygpt.tumblr.com.
Is this true?
Hey! I'm being replaced.
This is the only plug we're making this.
I haven't kept up with the Gay Frog Tumblr arc, but our listeners have probably seen some May Gay Frog posts.
Anyway,
They circulate.
we make a podcast about Mahjong soul art, but like really, you should just follow Gay Frog on Tumblr.
We don't talk about Mahjong enough anymore, and also we got an ask that was like, it would be fun if you guys just played a Mahjong game. And then we were like, okay,
Yeah,
so now we're gonna
that
talk
sounds
about
nice.
Mahjong and play Mahjong.
Also, this is a video. This is a video podcast. You can listen to this in audio form, but if you're listening to this in audio form and you want to watch us play Mahjong, you can go to our YouTube, which should be in the episode description. I think it's just like Soulmates Podcast or whatever the fuck. And you can watch us play Mahjong. Is everyone ready to play Mahjong?
I
I
think
am.
if you listen to this as an audio only podcast, you may it may be kind of like the experience of listening to one of the watch along podcasts without watching the thing.
Which is
Your May?
like it's gonna be chill. We're gonna answer Q&A questions. It's fine. We're not-
It won't harm the experience that much.
yeah. As per the suggestion for this, we're gonna not try not to talk about the Mahjong too much. Although I am in a twist that no one knows about, adding an incentive, which is we're gonna do 2 Hanshan. Whoever wins each Hanshan gets to ask a question that everyone else has to answer, but they personally don't have to answer.
Fantastic. I will
Huh.
I'm hitting.
Much to think about.
I'm hitting the start button. What loading
Let's
screen is it gonna
go!
be? Oh, I meant to set it up so that my
Oh, Summer Cafe.
only loading screen was take a sip, babe, but I forgot.
It was because it kept coming up earlier when you were setting up.
Well, I got the one of Leia and Kaguya-hime.
Oh,
Hey guys, I'm
私の出番だね。
Kaguya-hime.
Oh, that one.
all right, Ash. Questions.
Right.
'em. Hit it for
That's
a
what
geek.
a 60-second turn timer is for, so I can do the first question chronologically. Our first question that was submitted to the Tumblr is from Loading, who says, "Do you ever regret hitching the bulk of your podcast to the art of Mahjong Soul?"
No.
The bulk?
Well, okay. So
bulk.
here's how question it is. It's the bulk. It's the bulk in terms of volume, at least. Here's how questions are gonna go. Me and Ash are gonna ask the question, answer the question because they're questions to us. And then Kit and May will get a chance to respond if they so please. Also, I think we can do one question per hand. And if we run
That
out
will
of
work out.
that'll work out with the number of questions we have. I mean maybe. Ash, do you want to answer this one first or me?
I will answer this one first because I have strong feelings about it. Absolutely not. I think that listen, if we were like, let's make up, we've said this before, that if we were like, let's make a podcast about something that's like cool and hip, let's make a podcast that's gonna do well commercially, or even not like, let's make a podcast that's gonna do well commercially, but like, you know, it has to be about Mahjong Soul for several reasons. One of which is the very inception of the podcast, and the other of which is that, like, it's such a I say to people frequently now in my life, like, well, Mahjong has accidentally become like a cornerstone of my life because I have so much Mahjong shit that I sort of wear around that people are like, hey, why is your phone charm a Mahjong tile and your necklace a Mahjong tile and your shirt covered in Mahjong tiles? Are you just like really into Mahjong? And I'm like, well, it's sort of what I do now. But it's such an interesting case study in and of itself. And while I'm sure you could find other games that are also interesting case studies, like, of the thing that we are interrogating, Mahjong Soul holds a very special place in my heart.
Deals into
I've never regretted it.
Deals in. That was the sound of Ash winning. Just as they finish that up. Wins the hand, uwu.
Uwu.
My answer is kind of.
I'm excited.
My answer is honestly kind of. And I think I think on a certain level, I sort of like wish I was perfect and pure, like dear darling Ash is.
I'm perfect and pure,
and famously, you're both of those things all the time.
All the time.
And I could say like, I never want for anything except, you know, the thrill of friendship. But like it's a little bit untrue. I honestly and earnestly am like I'm trying to figure out like what I'm trying to say here. I like, oh my god, the Ricci music is so loud. Hang on, I have to turn that shit down. Ricci background music, turn that shit down, please. It can be a little loud, but not that loud. I sort of can't deny, like I don't really care about being popular, but I sort of can't deny the thrill in my chest, when is this stealing in? Probably. I sort of can't deny the thrill in my chest when we do something that a lot of people like and gets a lot of people interested. A really good example of that is the Yi song read along. No, it wasn't a read along. The Yi song thing. Which like really caught a lot of people's attention. And is by far and away like our number one thing that, according to stats, gets listened to by people who don't listen to anything else, which makes so much sense. And I love season 1. I think season 1 is like hang on. I think season 1 is such a good like base for the podcast. But sometimes I do feel a little bit of like a mix of like I want to do more things that'll bring people in, and I want to just do like a wider variety of things. And so like, and also if we regressed back to just like all we talked about was Mahjong Soul, it would almost be easier in that case. You know what I mean? Once I've gotten a taste of like the forbidden poison of like doing other things and having people sort of be more interested in those things, and then like have that as a gateway to our weird garbage. It's like, anyway. So that's my honest and earnest answer, if that made any sense.
That's fair. I like doing the other stuff that we do quite a lot, as is evidenced.
Uh-huh. May?
The
Kit?
floor can now contribute.
May, Kit, you have anything to say to that?
Well, when I walked in and I told my roommate's boyfriend, who was also my friend, that I was recording a podcast, he mentioned he'd listened to it on Tumblr.
What?
Because he saw it on my Tumblr. and he said, "It's a little bit of an odd choice to make a podcast about a visual medium."
Well, that's not going to change.
Yeah, that's
That's not going to
that part I
change.
don't regret at all.
And I was going
really
to say
hoping that this was the
I
most
think it
relevant
works.
comment ever invented, and he was just gonna be like, "It's weird to make a podcast about Mahjong, guys."
I also heard it's weird, and I was like, yeah, it's a weird thing. It's a weird podcast. It's about, like, the art of gacha games and treating this as serious art. That's weird. But, like, no, it is weird to make a podcast about a visual medium.
Uh-huh. Listen, I can see a future. I can see here's my hypothetical future, okay? If like that was what you were waiting on?
That's crazy.
Go eat a crumpet. Sorry.
Herb isn't here.
What?
I have stones.
This is a joke about homosexual British Americans. Carry on.
I see.
Anyway, if somehow, and I genuinely don't necessarily see this happening. I think if the podcast goes for a very long time, and also somehow me and Ash end up in a situation where we are like can frequently be in the same space together. We live with or near each other, which like maybe could happen maybe someday. Then I could see us switching to like, you know, we like sit in a room and video record ourselves and have laser pointers and point at a screen.
Oh my god.
But
Soulmates
like,
tour when?
Soulmates tour should be real.
Soulmates tour should be real.
And so, like,
once we're established in the Toronto Fringe Festival.
Yeah.
I think you've misspoken.
And so I could see doing that kind of video podcast. But like any other kind of video podcast seems like too much work for the energy. And doing a video podcast about, or an audio podcast about a visual medium is too good a bit.
Yeah.
It's funny.
It's funny.
It is funny.
Anyway, that's my complex answer to this question that wasn't actually a question on our list of questions. It's just something that May said. I think a lot about the podcast. I'd like to be clear about that.
To be
Me too,
honest,
but in
I'm
different ways.
bad, and I have not caught up to seasons 2 or 3.
That's fine.
That's fair.
I will openly admit I have never even tried to listen to something that wasn't about Mahjong Soul. I'm like a true purist.
Uh-huh.
This is a genre of Soulmates fan that I was not fully aware of.
I was fully aware of this. What? This is there are people
I don't
who
know.
only-
I
don't know
I'm-
if it's only May and Kit, but definitely there's a list of people who only care about the Mahjong stuff.
I have listened
kind of
to
awesome.
some of seasons 2 and 3. I'm
You don't know,
wondering
no,
about the hypothetical alternate universe where you guys started this podcast on season 2, and then I got really into Limbus Company, and then I couldn't download Uma Musume because my phone storage was full with Limbus Company.
That's funny.
I don't think I could start the podcast on season 2. I was really reticent to even do a season 2 episode when it was proposed, and we just did it on a whim.
Yeah, literally, like, the only reason that Gregor episode got recorded is, like, because of, like,
I don't know
bullshit,
how I keep doing this.
bullshit. Oh, by the way, I was waiting on I was building towards 13 orphans when I dealt in last round. It offered me draw at Mongon, or exhaustive draw, and
Terminal initiative.
I was like, I have to get 13 orphans live on camera.
You're not a coward.
It's a technique
None of
that
the rest of
causes
us are being
people to
recorded. We can be cowards as much as we want.
What was I saying? I don't know, some shit. Anyway, yeah.
You're talking about how season 2 got made.
It's like we were for various reasons. Like I was having a bad time and I could not record the thing that we had queued to record. And
No.
I hit 5 Dora!
I was gonna pawn that, you dick.
Everyone hates Ash.
You were in Ricci?
Yeah.
Oh. I didn't know.
Ricci closed con, my Saki move.
I don't remember what my point here was. Anyway, but like I don't think the podcast would have started on season 2. I don't think it could have started. It's just like
I couldn't do it.
yeah.
I don't think
care too
season
much
2 is
about
cringe
Limbo's
enough
company.
for me.
You don't think season 2 is what?
Cringe enough for me.
That's fair.
How
There's
are you
some
ever
I think
going
we are
to
probably the
perform
most
at a
serious
Toronto
about
Cringe
our art
Fest?
when we're doing season 2.
What about season 3?
I don't
Well,
actually
season 3 is my special baby, but
I think we're actually fairly unserious when we're doing season 2.
Well, I wouldn't know because I haven't listened to it. I mean, conceptually.
I think that when we're doing season 2, there's kind of a level we can almost be kind of hard on things, but there's kind of a level on which we're like, you know, the art is sort of assumed to be good, and so we're not kind of digging into it as much. This is my perspective.
that's fair.
Yeah, that's also kind of the thing I was getting at, where I find it more interesting, like, attention when the art is assumed to be bad. I think I like the
Yeah.
podcast because the art is not assumed to be good by most people.
That's the
That's
thing.
the point of the podcast.
Is the part of the reason why there's so little season 2 is just like we couldn't do that much because it would just like maybe someone out there would find it interesting if we just sort of jammed season 2's. I mean, I'm sure lots of people would find it interesting, but that's because people like hearing what they want to hear, you know. And I don't want to give them what they want because I hate them personally.
Yeah.
Yeah. I guess this is what? The fuck is my weight? Okay, that makes sense. Anyway, I guess we've sort of swooped back around to answering the question.
I think
which
it's
is
funny
like,
to chase on camera.
In actuality, I'm not super upset about, you know, Mahjong Soul just like generates a lot of interesting things to talk about. Most of my garbage hesitancy is just because like nobody cares about Mahjong Soul, and you know, some small stupid part of me wants people to care about me, but nobody does, and that's like totally fine, genuinely. Do you think we answered that question? At some point in there, do you think we? Oh, come on! I had pure sequence.
I love to chase.
Oh, I thought Ivy was torture timing.
No, I was just.
Oh yeah.
I was just
Well,
drinking.
see, I had Honetsu Tenpai.
Well,
I'm
maybe you
feeling
just run
that.
another scene and then dealt into me, but with your added con.
Should we go next question?
Yeah, I've got another question.
Oh, question boy.
This
over
one
here
also
has
comes from
questions.
Loading. Loading and Burb sent in most of the questions for this episode. Thank you. There's like one anonymous in there, and I don't know who it's from.
Not me.
I might.
But Loading sent in something which needs a little bit of supplemental material. What do you make of poem number 6 from Crow's Eye View?
Oh
I
my
find this
God.
one particularly difficult to parse and esoteric in nature. I wonder if something is just lost in translation. Let me do my discard and I'll read this poem to you.
Yeah. I don't remember which one, and I can't open things because it'll mess with the OBS.
It's sort of hard to read out, but on account of it's a Yi Song poem, but whatever.
Yeah.
At least it's not one of the ones that's totally impossible to read out. But anyway. Birdie Parrot, 2 horsies. 2 horsies. Birdie Parrot is a mammal. How I know of 2 horsies is how I do not know of 2 horsies. Of course I keep hoping. Birdie Parrot, 2 horsies. Is this little girl Gentleman Yi Song's bride? That is so. Then I saw the birdie parrot turn livid. In my embarrassment, my face reddened. Birdie Parrot. 2 horsies. 2 horsies. Of course, I was banished. I didn't need to be banished. I dropped out on my own. My body lost its axis and became so frail I quietly flowed my tears. There is there. I. My. Ah! You and I. I. Scandal is what? You. So it's you. It's you. You. No, it's you. I got all soaked and fled like a beast. Of course there was no one who knows or who saw, but will that be so? Will even that be so? So, like, what do you think about that?
I love you, song. Cheers.
I love you song so much.
I've never heard a Yi Song poem before.
Now you have?
Now I have.
You haven't even listened to the hit podcast episode where they just read
we
all
established.
of the wings?
May hasn't listened to
That
anything
one's also
except
not
the
a
season.
poem.
Mahjong
It's a short
Soul.
story.
They should add Yisog to Mahjong Soul.
True.
Not from Lima's
They should have
company.
the Mets
Just,
to Mahjong Soul.
Just the guy, yeah.
just the guy. They should add the Mets to Mahjong Soul.
Ivy, what do you think about this?
I think it's like, I don't know. Hey, May, fuck you. I'm replacing your replaces your
Ricci
Ricci music, bitch. I don't know. It's probably a poem about heterosexuality, right?
Many of them are.
It's like, because it's got this like sort of birdie parrot, but the birdie is not the parrot. And then it's about sort of like facing this kind of like uncomfortable heterosexual situation, and then people get mad at you, and then you run away. And
Uncomfortable heterosexual situation is my drag name.
yeah, and so it's like I think that the birdie parrot and the 2 horses are like
2 horsies.
2 horsies are like, you know, Yi-song is, and the bride, or maybe the 2 horsies, and then the thing about doing poetry analysis on Yi-song is that I just don't think that it's that linear, you know what I mean? Like, I don't think that individual elements of the thing like equate to other individual elements in that way. Like,
That one was cheap.
I don't even necessarily think that like I take it back. I don't think that like the 2 horsies are the bride or whatever. I think it's just like it's just a poem about like having expectations put on you as you put expectations on other things, and sort of freaking out about that because you're a weirdo. That's my take.
I also think it's probably about Yi-song's sort of fraught relationship with his own like identity and sexuality, as it often is.
Uh-huh.
I have more to say about this, but I need to compose my thoughts. I can see the poem, so this is helping. Hard to do analysis on a Yi-song poem if you can't see it, partially because there's just a bunch of formatting that gets lost in translation.
Yeah, I can picture this one in my mind.
I feel like this one is honestly more direct in a slightly boring way than maybe most of Yi-song's poetry. Like, the line, "Scandal is what? You? So it's you? It's you? You? No, it's you?" is very, like... Maybe I just think this is trite because I have more context of sort of popular media in the modern age than Yi-song, who is not from the modern age.
He's a
But,
modernist.
He's a modernist. He is creating the work of the modern age. But like, I don't know. It's certainly about perception of the self and others, and about Yi-song's sort of weird shame. 31st of July, 1934.
Bro, can I stop drawing these fucking forests out?
No.
No.
Hey, Kit, what do you think about this poem?
Well, I can't do literary analysis at the best of times, and I'm just too busy thinking about how mad I am that Ivy won that last hand after the crazy high pie I drew.
What if I... Okay, but what if I do this?
ドラでも捨てるときは捨てるしかない。
Yeah, so?
You're not treating the Dora like your lover. I don't think you would discard your lover in this situation.
Hey, May, watch this shit. Watch this shit.
This is just cruel. This is not how you, like, resolve an interpersonal situation with your lover.
The only lover that I care about is your mom.
Oh, shit.
Yeah, that's pretty good.
That's really unfortunate for me.
May, you have literary analysis for us?
I don't have literary analysis for you because I don't hold information in my head when it is spoken to me.
What do you think that the birdie is?
A parrot.
Well, I think it's also called a shuttlecock, and
And
you
a
use
mammal.
it in badminton, which is my favorite sport.
Badminton is your favorite sport?
May...
Yeah, it's the only one I
Women
can play
are my
because you
favorite
don't have
guy.
to run a distance.
Women
Now-
are my favorite.
Now, Kit, don't call this. Thank you. I appreciate that.
Hey, May. Watch
Yeah?
this.
お、もうそろそろ。
I don't know what to say. I
Great,
Sincerely.
well, that's one question down. Thank you, loading.
Thanks, loading. What's next?
Next we have a question from Anonymous, who says, Anniversary question. Best iteration of the Scooby Doo character designs, go.
I don't know this, and it's really hard for me to look at visual references right now.
I'm gonna be
I'm
honest,
sorry.
I also didn't pull up any visual references for this. And I also don't have that much attachment to the characters from
Oh, come
Scooby
on.
Doo. Does anybody else at the table have any takes on
My
on the-
husband has watched like every single Scooby Doo series, but he's not here right now. He's at work.
I was gonna say, get him in here.
Yeah, I was gonna say, is he in
I
the other room?
can't. You chaunted on me? Come on, man.
I pushed so hard for that Chanta, okay?
Not on that bitch.
Chanta and that bitch. That's my favorite rap lyric from
was like-
365 Rude Buster.
I'm like, theoretically, I should have reached when I reached, but I was on a 6-8 with waiting on 7-peen, and I could have moved to waiting on the 5-peen later, or I could have moved to waiting on the 7, but with a 9-peen, and then it would have been Chanta. Nobody dropped a 7-peen.
What's the iteration of Scooby Doo in which Velma looks the most like a lesbian? Because it's that one.
I mean, is it the one where she has a romantic-ish entanglement with hot dog water?
What?
No,
I
who's
think
hot
that
dog
one's from
water?
like 2011 or something, and I think that one looks pretty good, but I don't know which one it is.
Oh, my hand is
Who's
fixed.
hot dog water?
I don't know. She's a girl.
There's
That's-
a girl named Hot Dog Water.
Yeah.
A girl named Hot Dog Water is the name of my hit YA novel, but
Uh-huh. They stole the premise of your hit YA novel?
they did, and
Bro,
that's why I
fucking
don't watch
sue
Scooby Doo and the Mystery
Fucking
Gang.
sue them! What the fuck?
I don't have the money for legal representation.
Damn.
It's
I'm
hard
going
to
for
be a
Honeytsu in my
working artist.
discard.
Nice.
All greens discard? No, you got one red fish in there, you bastard.
リーチ
Don't
That's
Richie.
actually a little string of coins.
I love Torichi.
Ash, why do you have no Richie music?
I don't have any.
Ash, why do you have no
Probably-
Richie music?
It's the same reason why I'm Adept 1.
It's because you're a bad person.
Mhm.
Anyway, I'm sorry that we have very little to say about Scooby-Doo. I did watch
Sometimes
a bunch
I
of
have to
Scooby-Doo as a
scroll past-
kid, but like that was when I don't remember.
I've really never watched any Scooby Doo in my life.
I like classic Scooby-Doo. That's
I
it.
haven't watched any Scooby Doo, but sometimes I have to scroll past the post that says Scooby Doo taught us that the real monsters were humans, and if that's not deep, I don't know what is.
Yeah,
And
and then
someone made,
sometimes
like,
you
anime
reblog it,
Scooby-Doo.
making me look.
And it looked pretty
Oh,
good.
My favorite iteration of Scooby-Doo is the part where it teaches you that the real monsters were humans.
Yeah, if
My
that's
favorite
not
iteration of Scooby
I
Doo
don't
is
know
the one
what
where I
is.
win the hand.
That's my
Yo, these
least
high
favorite
pride do be sucking saucy Fortnite balls, though.
Uh,
Moving immediately away from that, we have a question from Loading. Thank you again, Loading. That says, congratulations! You, the hosts of Soulmates, have been put in charge of developing gacha video game Circulatory, LLC. This new and completely original gacha... Hold on, I have to discard. This new and completely original gacha will not be good, but it will star 12 fools from our selection of Penguin classics. The first order of business is to select what 12 works you are drawing from. To minimize any potential legal issues, there can be zero overlap with any characters or books referenced in a certain other Korean gacha. We're all waiting on you. So who do you pick? Now, Loading has linked the Penguin Classics list, but the Penguin's Classic list has 1,000 and
I already have my
303.
answer fucking locked in.
So just say some
easy drop. The Shy Sonagon from the Pillow Book. Sonagon from am I pronouncing it right? I'm sick. Her. The woman who wrote the Pillow Book. She fucking hates everyone who exists. And
the Pillow Book is a Penguin classic, so
I know.
good job on that.
I've read the Penguin Classics version.
I know. Can we do this? Can we do this like around the table style?
I would say so.
Can we do a draft format?
People will resist, but that's okay. We can force them to do it anyway.
Great. Sai Shonagon from the Pillow Book.
Are we going around the Mahjong table? So it's you next?
Yeah.
In turn order? Okay.
My immediate choice is fuck, is that not a Penguin classic?
Get owned? Ash is getting owned live on TV?
Am I getting owned live? Fuck. Okay. I can't pick that one. My selection was going to be the character that I would make a Limbus Company OC of, which is Orlando from Virginia Woolf's Orlando. But Virginia Woolf's Orlando is not released as a Penguin Classic. So... I can't do that.
Also,
which is frustrating.
There's already an Orlando, and so you would get
Yeah, that's
sued
a different
by
guy,
Project
though.
Moon.
His name is Roland.
No, all Orlandos are the same.
I don't think this is true.
is that
Florida?
that one castle in Dark Souls?
Yeah.
What?
I'm making a joke about Anne Orlando. Just move on.
Actually, that's where the state got its name. They played Dark Souls, and they were like, yo, this place fucks.
The state? That's a city.
This was back when Orlando was a state. They played Dark Souls, and they were like, this place got big titty woman. We're gonna name ourselves after it.
Does it? I think it mostly has archers.
It's
Big titty archers.
Can I suggest as our author insert, which is a thing that your game has to have, fucking Karl Marx from, the Communist Manifesto, which is released as a Penguin Classic.
that works for
It's
me.
classic.
All right, Kit, who from a Penguin Classic would you put into a gacha game?
I don't know what books are released as Penguin Classics. The only books
say
I've read
one.
in the last 3 years are Crime and Punishment, which doesn't count, and Misery by Stephen King.
That's probably
I doubt
a
that one is
Penguin
a Penguin Classic, but I can find out.
Is it published by Penguin? Could it be a Penguin Classic, in the future?
It's not published by Penguin.
Oh, well. Kit, you're going to have to die, I'm afraid.
Oh no!
The fuck
What's
is...
another work of classic literature, Kit?
I'm not dealing into this shit.
You asked the wrong person.
Yeah, see,
You said people
I had
would
one of those
resist.
in my hand. I'm not dealing into that shit.
Richie, Ipatsu.
And I was on a Sanmenchan and it didn't even work. Am I still supposed to be thinking about books?
Yeah.
We can move on if you want. If you want
I
to
mean,
give
when
up.
in doubt, say something you read in school.
Yeah, like Moby Dick.
I
Like
didn't read
Wuthering
Moby
Heights.
Dick in school. Do Shakespeare plays count as books?
Yeah,
If
those
they're
are,
They count
released
as
as
books
Penguin
if you read the
Classics.
manga version of them.
yeah, Shakespeare
Sure.
plays are fine. Just pick a Shakespeare play.
Okay, the one funny guy in is it Midsummer's Night or is it All Much Ado About Nothing? I don't remember. I just
Is he a
remember that
fairy?
there's like no.
Okay, it's
Actually, maybe
probably
it was
not
somebody playing
Midsummer's
off of
Night.
him. But I remember the one thing that I think it's like a really sad guy in Midsummer's Night Dream, and he's like, "'Tis good to sit idly and do nothing," and then somebody else is like, "Why then? 'Tis good to be a post." And that's the only thing I remember about Shakespeare that's funny.
Great. That's a Penguin Classic.
That's a congratulations.
Okay, cool. Undetermined character from undetermined Shakespeare play.
Now,
Fantastic.
May, time to join the activity. Can you name a Penguin classic?
The King James Bible.
Wait,
What character?
What character from the King James Bible?
What character? And I'm checking to make sure that's true.
I control F the Wikipedia page, and I've been thinking about it.
The
And I
Wikipedia
have
page
to
for the
make the
King
decision.
James Bible?
Okay, the Bible is a Penguin Classic.
Let's
You want
go.
to choose Nimrod the Hunter?
Let's see. Because, like, you can't go for a mainstream pick, because you're making a Limbus company.
Wow, that
It
was,
has
You're
to be
making
something-
Circulatory LLC.
that was a short Hanchan.
It has to be someone you have something to say about. And that's the question, because I don't know what we're saying in this book. Not this book, this gotcha game.
Wait, who won? Who won that game?
Me.
That was Ash.
Oh, Ash. Okay,
I'll ask my question after this.
Uh-huh.
Asher Lark. I barely know her, Lark.
I don't think that's true.
Well, now I have to think. Because I didn't prepare this in time. I was hoping everyone else would take a really long time.
Sorry.
Well, I tried my best.
I just don't know what we're trying to say in this book. I guess you could do Peter.
Oh, that's not
You
bad.
could do Job, if you want to have like a Yi Song type, who's the most tortured man of all time.
Like Peter, the author of like one of the right. I don't know shit about Christianity. Okay.
The guy who denied Jesus 3 times. Like, you could do a lot
Oh.
about denying Jesus 3
Ah.
times.
Yeah. You can have a whole. It can be like a whole mechanic in the dungeon. You know.
Yes.
It can be like, you know, his core combat mechanic is that he always does things 3 times.
Yeah, because he's got, like, an arc, you know?
Mhm.
He's got a proper
No,
arc.
that's Noah.
Oh. Classic
The
mistake.
Bible
You know
knower
what I
is
can
long
do?
gone.
No, listen, I don't pay attention in religion class. Don't ask me questions.
No doubles.
It's a real shame that you're on
Oh my
this
God.
question asking episode of the
Christy
podcast.
準備 OK?
Girl!
It's a good choice.
I'm going to knock this lamp over with my elbow.
さあさあ
I'm in my former roommate's
もうすぐ
empty,
始まるわよ。
stripped down room. Landlord white, no sheets on the bed, empty closet, unpainted IKEA dresser in the corner.
Uh-huh.
And
Ash,
you've chosen Peter.
yeah, and
And
you've
I've
chosen
chosen
Peter.
Peter.
We're not doing 12 of them. That's your
No,
that's your 4.
those are the 4.
There's only 4 of them because of budget cuts.
You're not
Yeah.
doing all 12 apostles?
We don't have the gotcha money to make this game yet.
All right, Ash, what's your question, and then we'll start the next one, Sean.
My question that I don't have to answer, but the rest of you do, is what is your favorite gotcha game?
Well, for me, it's I only play 2 of them, so it's either this one or Umumusume.
Okay, well, which one is it?
But which one?
So which one is
That's
it?
a more difficult question.
Yes, well,
You-
that's
you
the
gotta
question.
answer it.
That's what the
I
question
know.
is.
I guess Umumusume, but Like, Mahjong Soul fills a different niche than a gotcha game, really.
Uh-huh.
It's a Mahjong client.
I feel like Mahjong Soul is probably a gotcha game for May.
Soul is a gotcha game for me.
May, what's your favorite gotcha game?
May, what's your favorite gotcha game?
Slay the Princess.
So true.
Mm.
You
Not wrong.
You do be pulling, guys.
And like in gotcha games, there actually is no randomness. It's actually entirely deterministic, and who you get is a reflection of your choices and your actions.
Yeah.
That's why I said I'm going to go pull Ren Kisaragi, and then I went and pulled Ren Kisaragi with my 6 free pulls.
This did happen recently. It was very
I have that
impressive.
guy.
It was scary. What is my favorite gotcha game? That's a great question. I am trying to think of shit that I have played. And or I'm trying to come up with a cute answer.
Wait, can I change my answer to World Flipper?
Yeah.
You can.
World Flipper is
Yay.
really good.
I don't care about the truthfulness of your answers. I care about their cuteness, appeal, and Kinsey scale number.
I... No, sorry, I'm thinking too hard. I'm trying to be too cute. I think my favorite gotcha game has to be XCOM 2.
Hmm. This
It's-
guy understands.
That's a nugget game. That's different.
Gotcha.
It is a different genre known as a nugget game.
Wait, is that actually separate from gotcha?
This is a piece of terminology which me and Kit's friends in the Clown House came up with to describe games in which you like have emergent narratives by like customizing / like having pre-customized little guys that sort of do
it's
the
mainly
tasks for
Lobotomy
you.
Corporation.
It's
and
Lobotomy Corporation,
Library
XCOM
of
2,
Arena.
and the like.
I'm hitting the start button. My favorite gotcha
These
game
are
is
nugget
XCOM
likes,
2.
nugget games.
I don't.
Oh, and what the heck is that one called? Wildermyth.
And Wildermyth. Wildermyth is a nugget game.
You can suck my nugget game. It's still my answer.
一戦一戦全力で
That's okay.
戦うことが相手に対する最大限の
Nugget.
敬意
I barely know it.
It's
イブクリ
what?
ス参ります
What?
What?
Huh?
Eve Chris was talking really loud, so a bunch of people said things and I didn't hear them.
Should we move on to the next question?
Yes, please. We got through that Honchon
Bird.
really fast, so we can actually slowball this one, I think. Take your time.
Burb has sent in a question. Burb says, "Are you guys still like that? You know, generally speaking, are you?"
Should I give this a serious answer?
Yes.
Okay. No, actually, I don't think so. I think to some extent we're still like that, you know, generally speaking. But I think, like, genuinely kind of, like, I think that, like, I'm very curious how visible it is, like, from an outside perspective. I mean, I don't like go back and re-listen to episodes, you know? Oh my god, what the fuck do I discard? But like, I do wonder from an outside perspective, how visible it is that we, like, get better at doing the podcast over time. And like the way that we do the podcast changes fundamentally, wherein like it's not so much that it becomes more formulaic, so much as it becomes like more intentional in like a really specific way, where like nowadays, and Ash can speak on this, in answering this bullshit question seriously. Nowadays, I sit down to do the podcast, and like, because I think I do this slightly more than Ash.
Probably, yeah.
Which is why more of my quotes end up as episode titles. It's not self-bias. We've talked about this. I just kind of generate phrases. But like, I sit down and like, sometimes it's like even before the podcast, us with like, and this has been going on for a while, but I'm looking for it as we talk. What's it? It is like, it is the thing. It's like the thing that makes this episode is like the thing. It's the juice. It's the oatmeal for yaoi doctors. These are recent examples, so on and so forth. I sit down and I'm looking for the thing, because I know that like the episode wants a thing at some point. And I'm not sure how much we were doing. I'm not sure how much we were doing that early. Like early on we were kind of like, I feel like nowadays I'm like this Eve Christ emote where I'm like trying to pull out the soul. I'm looking for the thing.
It's really funny how she's so naked.
And early on I was just kind of like, we were just kind of like hanging out. And now like, now the podcast is more of a refined process, and I genuinely have no idea what impact this has on the final product. But I do feel like, we're not like that, genuinely speaking. It's now we're like a different thing.
Long.
Did that make any sense? Did I just say anything that made any sense?
I think
You
so.
had a lot of clauses before you said like the verb and object of the sentence.
Is that saying things?
Yeah.
Okay, great. Anyway, Ash, you have thoughts on whether we're still like that, generally speaking?
I think to come at this from a slightly different angle. If what you're talking about is like, are we like the way that we were when we started the podcast? I think the answer to that is a resounding no in many ways. Both because we are more experienced. We've also grown closer as people. When we started the podcast, we didn't know each other that well. This is different now. And so, like, we're not still like that in that way. If you're talking, like, level of being weird, which is sort of what this phrase is as it comes from my actual life, in which my good friend Elizabeth famously asked me this in like an Instagram post, and I posted it, and one of my friends responded and was like, "Do I have to kill whoever sent this to you?" If you're talking about how weird we are, I mean, we make a lot of hay about having gotten weirder and less accessible over time as a podcast, which is not false. But I do think that, like, we overstate how much we're, like, total freaks and different from anybody else in the entire world, and no one will ever understand what we've got going on. Sorry, I meant we don't do that. I think that, like, we have, as we've done the podcast more, become more normal about the podcast. I'm not entirely sure how to articulate why I think this. Because, like, I don't know. There are not season one. I'm talking, like, these are, like, actual periods of time and not an insane way that we demarcate the topics that we discuss. there are early, like, year one episodes of the podcast that have a really manic energy that we only sometimes replicate now. Um, it's not that we're incapable of being manic now, but I think we have gained some maturity over 2 years of doing the podcast. And are, like, honestly, in the same way that Ivy was talking about, we maybe do not less intensive art analysis now, but we are more rote about how we do the show. And so we, like, cut right to the meat of it faster and get into the interesting discussion faster. And, like, only sometimes have abjectly insane laughing fits.
I think we have objectively insane laughing fits frequently still, maybe even more frequently to some extent. But I think if I may attempt to sum, I think, like, now we kind of start. We start from a place of comfortable seriousness. Like, we can be comfortable just kind of doing the work. And then we move. Yeah. And then we start from a place of comfortable seriousness. And then we sort of, like, we move into the manic to some extent. Or we find the manic as a more sort of, like, active process. I don't know. I think it really is, like, ultimately I think it really is, like, an intent thing. Like, I think like we are trying harder. I don't know, you know, you the audience can decide whether or not we're trying, but we're, like, trying. We're not trying to figure out how to do a podcast anymore. We're trying to figure out how to do this podcast on, like, live every time. And that's just, like, a different sort of approach. I don't know. Did that make any sense?
So basically, we're not like that anymore. But generally speaking.
But we're, like, you know, we're like,
we came back different, but better.
Yeah. Boom. Ash, Kit, you have thoughts? Ash?
What? I already said them.
May, Kits, Kits? I'm dying. I'm sick, okay? I'm actually not sick. I'm just recovering from sick. May, Kit, you have thoughts on whether or not we're like that?
I think it's still 2024, so don't.
No, but wait, hang on. I would love an actual answer from you two, because, like, both of you have, like, listened to. I mean, you've especially both listened to, like, early episodes of the podcast. And then you've also, both of you have been on an episode this year. And so I'm genuinely curious if you have thoughts about this.
Our
I've noticed
no feelings
difference
about the art we make are not necessarily reflective of viewer experience.
I have noticed no difference on this.
The thing is that, like, when I started listening to the podcast, I listened to all of the episodes of the podcast, and then I stopped listening to podcasts for a while, and then I listened to all the season 1 episodes of the podcast that I had missed a few months ago. So I really don't have a great way to. Yeah, I don't remember. I'm sorry.
No, that's fine. Hang on, I have to figure out what the fuck to do. What the fuck?
I don't know. I do feel there's some, like, I guess a little bit less of. Because when you're starting out and you're making soulmates for the first time, you are constantly on the defensive about Mahjong Soul being good art. It's
This
like,
is true.
that is the vibe, that is the thing you have to bring there. And I think that's what made and makes the podcast interesting. And so I do feel like there is as you get into the rhythm and get more comfortable about it, you have to defend yourself less and less, and so you're not constantly fighting a war. And movies are only good if they're fighting a war in the movie.
And so May just
This
thinks,
is honestly not true.
May just thinks that the podcast has gotten worse because we've gotten less defensive.
Was not what the question was. It still means that we're not like that.
I guess it still means that we're not like that.
I think it's gotten strictly worse. I think it's gotten different. Obviously, you know how to make a podcast more, and you know what to spend time on, and what is actually interesting to talk about. That's an improvement. You're also not fighting as much of a war, so it's like lateral, you know?
I see.
You need to be under siege. You need to be fighting a war on all fronts,
Right,
surrounded, dead.
We need to be as reactionary and aggressive as possible. That's what people want nowadays.
Exactly.
We should make more season 2 episodes so people can yell at us about how we're wrong.
Yeah.
About Sinclair specifically?
So yeah.
No, what you need to do is you need to go and restart that comment thread about Electric Sheep and whatever the other one was.
Oh my god.
No, what we need to do is find that guy who was like, hey, actually, the guy in this comment thread is kind of a nice guy. Maybe you shouldn't be, like, publicly bullying them. And we should get into a fight with that guy.
Yeah, you said this and I was like, that's too real, because this is the only piece of real discourse that Soulmates podcast has ever gotten into, was someone approaching our post, my post, randomly and being like, hey, it's weird to just sort of bully this guy on the internet. It's like, well, you're not wrong. That being said, it is really funny.
It's just a funny series.
It's not about owning this guy. He is wrong as hell, but like, you know.
The libs.
Oh. You know what, May? That makes a lot of sense.
You know what, May? That makes a lot of sense.
You know what, May? That
Hey,
makes
our
a
next
lot of
question
sense.
comes from Loading.
Uh-huh.
This has never happened before.
Uh-huh.
But Loading asks, first of all, an objective question with an objective right answer. What are your best and worst performing episodes? I have this data. I pulled it up beforehand. Our best performing episode is the
numbers.
Don Quixote bonus episode.
That can't be true. What?
I know. This feels like it's wrong.
Wait.
But this is what is on the Libsyn. And our worst performing episode, other than the news we're streaming for Extra Life 2024 episode, which isn't real, so I'm not counting it, is episode 2 of Gone Fishin' about food fantasy, which also feels like it can't be true.
Huh.
But that's what Libsyn says, and the non-objective part of this question is, why do you think that is?
Wait, sorry. I'm reeling from hearing these statistics, and now I've like.
I know.
Wait, sorry. The Don Quixote bonus episode is like eclipsed like the early season 2 episodes?
Yeah.
What? Oh, that happened while I wasn't paying attention.
This feels like it can't be true.
I don't know how the food fantasy episode could be the worst performing if it's like required reading for all of season 3.
I can understand. Also, I'm sorry, I'm thinking really hard because to go check Libsyn, I did briefly alt tab and all of my open windows appeared on the screen briefly, and I'm like, do I need to edit that out? So I'm like, I have some file. What folders do I have open? Okay, all Soulmates related folders. I have MS Paint open. I had a Discord. Okay, anyway, it'll be fine, I think. Anyway, sorry, I probably also shouldn't have drawn attention to it. Maybe I will block out the screen in editing.
No, I'm wrong. Hey guys, it turns out that I'm wrong. This was most daily downloads is what I was looking at.
Yeah,
Not most total downloads.
That's wait, someone recently downloaded the Gone Fishin'. What? Sorry.
Not recently. That was like I don't know. I have no idea. Libsyn is a very confusing interface. Our best performing episode is I See Myself Reflected in Her Beautiful Blue Eyes, the Roja episode.
Yeah, that's
and
what
our
I
worst
thought.
performing episode is episode 22, She's in Good Hands.
Lol.
Oh no!
I mean, she's in good hands.
I'm not counting our most recent season 3 episode because it just hasn't been out for 7 days yet.
She's in good hands is just kind of like a random season 1 episode that like that makes sense.
We also say teenage intercourse a lot in it.
Yeah, that's true. Actually, it might have been hit by the censorship, and so like that's why that one might be down. I on the skeleton hand.
On the skeleton.
On the skeleton hand?
You cannot
We're gonna
delete
die in Mafia
moderator.
together on a skeleton hand?
You cannot.
You cannot delete moderator messages.
You cannot
Fuck
delete
me.
moderator messages. Anyway, Ash, you missed it, but the thing that happened in Mafia today was Ronsei and Ayako died on the same day, and we made a teenage intercourse on the skeleton hand joke. And I was in Maze
cannot
DM
delete
being like,
moderator
how
messages.
much of the skeleton hand can I show?
You cropped so much of it out. It's just hair.
Well, because we can't put that on like a public server for babies.
I mean, it is already on a public server.
Anyway,
The server is Mahjong Soul.
so like that's why that here's the thing, I genuinely don't know like where the sort of like episode 2, 3, 4 honestly maybe just episode 2 and 3 of season 2. I hate our podcast actually. I don't know where those got all their momentum. I know we pushed people to like share things by word of mouth, and like I guess they did. And also like people looked at the fic and then maybe looked at the thing. I have no
Who's to
idea.
say?
I have no idea why other season 2 episodes have not hit that level of acclaim. Like, I just couldn't tell you. I guess we were on co-host there, and maybe co-host had just like a massive Limbus company
Maybe.
thing. Honestly,
I don't think that's true, but maybe.
I don't know. Like, long term, it's just kind of like, you know, I don't know. It's just kind of like a Limbus company episode, which do like a little bit better.
God.
But,
Sorry,
like-
these statistics are really fascinating, and I'll have to speak on them more.
And in the short term, when that happened, I don't know why that specific episode got that much traction and nothing else did. Maybe it just like got a big groundswell and then people just like didn't care as much. Season 2 episodes still perform pretty well. I don't know. So like the answer is I genuinely don't know. I look at the podcast statistics like basically every day. Kind of embarrassing to say. But like the why things are particular ways, like why some random, like I remember like when we first started uploading to YouTube, fucking
We got hit by the random
put-
get recommended to everybody beam.
yeah, put your thumb over this old man just got like thousands of views for no reason, and I do not know
A bunch of people
why
were in the
that
comments
happened.
like, this got recommended to me, awesome.
I don't know why that happened. I don't know why it didn't happen to anything else. I don't know why it only happened early. I mean, I know YouTube like tests new content on people. I don't know. You can see our YouTube numbers publicly. They aren't anything, which is totally fine. YouTube is mostly for like archival purposes and for like clipping and stuff. I can't tell you. I have some idea of why the Roja stuff went viral. I think we just like had a bunch of people who I think it just genuinely got recommended to people. And then, you know, maybe those people fell off and then didn't listen as much to later things or whatever. Who can say? That's my guess.
I did listen to that season 2 episode, and it made me read Crime and Punishment, and it took me 3 months.
Awesome.
Random season 1 episodes, like, do good or bad randomly. They have wildly varying numbers. I don't know. Algorithms suck. This is genuinely why I'm always telling people to go like leave a review and like and comment and blah 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 blah.
In
blah,
our
blah.
eternal battle against the algorithm.
Yeah, is it just like,
See, we are fighting a war.
Yeah.
General war.
I kind of hate to do it, but it's like it genuinely is like I have so little control over like whether or not someone who is not like tuned in all the time already sees the thing. And it's like mostly it just kind of happens, and mostly it's like in the control of people who listen to the thing and what kind of like arcane feedback they give. So that's my answer. I don't know, but these are some guesses. Probably teenage intercourse.
People do word of mouth for our podcast, which I appreciate. I don't know why. I'm selling us negatively, which is bad to do. But I don't know why you would tell your friends and family to listen to Soulmates. It's a good podcast. Let me be clear. But I don't know why you would tell your friends and family to listen to Soulmates. But like, people do this, which I appreciate. I also don't know really how people discover us. I genuinely presume that like 90% of the people who discovered us outside of the context of like being our friend or having like sort of a degrees of Kevin Bacon relationship to us is like, can I? Okay.
I told my mom to listen to the first 17 minutes of the episode I was in.
リーチ
Awesome. And then after that, no more.
It's 17 minutes
What
when
was
you
it? What was
swear.
it?
It is, yes.
That's awesome. What was I saying?
How people discover us.
緊張してきました
Oh yes.
緊張すると何か食べて気を緩めて
But I appreciate that people do word of mouth for the podcast. It's crazy, but I appreciate that you do. I don't have things so much to say about like our best and
That was
worst
my
performing
way.
episodes specifically, as I do about sort of the ones that don't quite make the top one and bottom one cut, because I think those are kind of way more interesting. Our best two performing episodes are Roja and Gregor, which is funny and reasonable. And then our third best performing episode is incredibly Yi Song's The Wings soporific reading to sleep to.
That makes
which
sense.
is really good.
I think that's
I'm very
that's
glad.
probably the episode that most people I think like Yi Song's The Wings soporific reading has the highest completion percentage. Like, you know,
I'm very
percentage of players on Steam who get this achievement. I think Yi Song is winning there.
And then it's the Gone Fishing Arknights episode, which I do recall blowing up. Because it's Arknights. And then it's the first episode of the podcast, which is very, very fair. And then there's Project Sekai Great Gacha World Tour. The one I'm really interested in is that right below that is How Deep Is Your Luck? Which I know is there because that's the episode that we recommend that people listen to as like a starter point to the podcast.
That's
very
the
early
episode
on.
that we recommend people listen to. And now it's different stuff, I think.
Now it's different stuff, but this was the one that...
No, hang on. We can connect dots here. That's the episode we recommend people listen to in the Roja episode. Mm-hmm. So, like, those links...
It has a direct impact, which I'm very, very pleased with. The Fate Grand Order episode also has a ton of traffic, which makes me sad.
It's really funny. Doesn't the movie watch along? Or it was up there for a while.
Yes, the first bonus episode for Fate Khalid Liner Prisma Star Ilya Leaks the Nameless Girl is up there, which is again crazy.
Really
but it
funny.
is again a thing that I recommend highly during certain episodes of the podcast. Because I
made my friends watch that
crazy.
movie.
Good. Get him.
The fucking The other thing that I wanted to talk about with the bottom of the order, which I think that we did also remark upon internally when this happened, is She's in Good Hands is the bottom, which is probably because of the censors, which is fair. And then
You know what, government? You can censor us for that one.
Right above that is Akagi watch along enter now for your chance to win free tickets to see Smooth Hands and the whole live in concert.
Uh-huh.
And I really like that this one is second bottom because I also know why that one's there.
I know why that one's there, and it's because nobody.
It's because we named it "Enter Now" for your chance to win free tickets to see Smooth Hands and the whole live in concert, which I do not regret.
Uh-huh.
I don't regret it at all.
Uh-huh.
But it does like register as a scam completely.
Absolutely.
So those are my remarks on our stats, which I will say no specific numbers on because you're not supposed to.
Don't tell people your
But
podcast
that's our sort of like tableau of performances.
I have no idea why things happen. This is part of the reason why I can't be too stressed about anything.
Yeah, that's why I'm our social media manager.
It's like this is why I'm like, oh, it would be it's nice when a lot of people listen to a thing, but it's also like this is why I can't care too much about. This is why I can't like try and put my finger on the scale. Because I will get stressed out. I will get stressed out. I will get stressed out if I try and make things happen. I recently, friend of the show, wow.
Who's a friend of the show?
What is her name? Hillary. Friend of the show, Hillary.
Friend of the show, Hillary.
Clinton?
Yes.
Yes.
Um,
Who frequently interacts with the Tumblr and recommends that everyone go listen to the Cetology episode, which is correct.
yeah. You know, ran a podcast that I was on, called Stories from the Trunk, something like that. You can go listen to my episode I was on if you want to. You shouldn't though. But like, Hillary was recently talking about like, just like that was a really high effort show. That they really wanted to succeed, and like, you know, I'm not gonna give you like back numbers or like secret details of me and Hillary's conversation over playing Mahjong about this. But it's just like that shit can really burn you out real fast. Is like caring too much about that stuff. So it's like I don't care about it, but I do think it's interesting. Sorry if that was too
Any thoughts from the table?
Oh. This is why my chosen like numbers activity of choice, which is not a sentence I planned out very excellently, is Tumblr posts, which you generally spend 30 seconds on, and then I can go.
This is also
And
why
I don't have to worry.
I don't do much editing on the podcast. Like,
I mean, it's already like 6 hours of work that goes into any given podcast episode, and that's kind of not that much, but also a lot.
I guess total including recording.
Yeah,
it's more than 6 hours. But like it's not, you know. I've done podcasts where I spent like shit. Sorry, never mind. I've done podcasts where I spent like, you know, so much time editing, and it just like it makes everything so stressful. Is
that you saying the end of Eve Christ's Dora discard line that I still haven't memorized?
It's the middle of Eve Christ's Dora discard line. She says date.
The joke is that it's very long, but she takes a breath and goes date in the middle.
It's really good.
You think it's over, and then she comes back with the date.
But, however,
Isn't she doing the like Rick and Morty copy pasta about how you have to be an intellectual to discard a Dora?
Yeah, she is. That is like exactly what's happening there. It's really difficult to discard the Dora. Date. Date. Oh, I have to fucking think. Hang on. Shut the fuck up for a second. Yeah, discard this
No,
shit.
there's a new question.
Oh, okay, what's
I've
the new
learned
question?
in my professional development course from all 4 speakers they had that you should change the path of your career so you can stay with your girlfriend. And if you were treating the Dora like your lover,
Uh-huh.
this is not what you would be doing.
Uh-huh. Date.
Hey, we have a question from Burb, which I really like, which is simply, what are some collabs you'd like to see from Mahjong Soul in the future?
Jesus Christ.
Well, I know what
That's-
Burb's answer is
hey,
to this
Kit,
one.
that's
and
really
it's
fucked
kind
up.
of-
Okay, what the fuck? The fuck is
Can't
wrong
do
with
that for
you?
someone.
Kit, what's your problem?
Actually, you know what,
Many
Ash?
things,
I'm
probably.
gonna flip this around. I'm gonna make the guests answer this question first. May, what collabs
Okay, yeah.
do you wanna see in Mahjong Soul?
How realistic are we thinking?
What are
can
some
give-
ones you would like to see?
It should be something that you actually want.
Yeah.
And thus it should be something that you would like, you know, realistic-ish, but like mostly it's just like if I saw this character rendered in Mahjong Soul and I got to like use them with their original voice actor, I would be like pogging. Pogging specifically is the emotion we're trying to get here.
Yeah.
Pogging.
What would make you pog?
What would make
you
me
pog?
spend my woman faith?
Yeah, absolutely. What would you spend money on Mahjong Soul to get again?
Money on Mahjong Soul for Madoka Magica, and I would
Yes.
spend money on Mahjong Soul for Tsukihime. And having said that, I'm going to go like live in the red flag world, I think.
Awesome. No, I think that both of these are perfectly acceptable answers.
Uh-huh. Madoka Magica would go hard. They would do it kind of wrong, but like that's okay.
Kit, I feel like I know one of your answers, but I still really want to hear what you think.
Yeah, Kit.
Well, so the answer that I already have given, actually there's 2 answers I already have given. One of them is Lennon and I'm the artist.
Yes.
I've already done this. The other one, Uma Musume, but they're not going to put in any of my favorites, I know.
That would be fascinating.
I'm the only Falco fan in the world.
Uh-huh.
And I've accepted this.
The only one in the world. I don't know what this means. I only know that they turn into snakes.
Smart Falcon?
Yes.
Okay.
That's what she wants you to call her.
Falco?
Yeah.
Okay. I don't know this. I just wanted
Listen,
to
there's-
sort of show off that I know the name of Anuma Musume.
There's horses whose names are Brian and Ryan, so we just have to kind of accept this.
Yeah. There's several Mejiros.
Ash, do you have an answer or should I go?
Oh, I have a genuine answer. I would really, really like to see a collab with Chihaya Furu. This would make me really happy. I just think...
That's so you little weirdo.
Well, I just think it would be good. It's like, you know, it's like if... I'm not gonna say that. Well, what I was going to say is it's like if Saki was good. But that's brutal.
Uh-huh.
It's just like it's a good show about... I'm not a coward. It's a good show about doing like weird niche hobbies. And I think this is good. There was another one that I was thinking about, but I need to remember what it would be. I also... This is like... I sort of hesitate to say that I would want to see this. But I would be interested in a, like, general Hoyoverse and Mahjong Soul collab. Because I don't think that the designs of Genshin Impact, etc. characters are good. But, first of all, I want to see them try to do 2 outfits for these motherfuckers. Second of all, I think that it would be really interesting to see them in multiple outfits, in 2 dimensions, and, like, a crossover from a pretty niche game with... I was in Tenpai, and none of you were. 3,000 points.
What the fuck was that?
My hand was really good.
I didn't... Whatever. The fuck was that?
It was awesome, is what happened. A relatively niche property with something as large as Genshin Impact would just sort of... Like, there's a lot of fascinating elements to this. And I think people would wail for it, and it would make them do more of them.
Uh-huh. I do think that, like... I understand that Fate, like, is big, but I, like... I really think that Mahjong Soul... Like, Mahjong Soul used to do collabs with, like, big and new anime. Like, the Kakagurui and the Love is War collabs were pretty, like... As shit was happening in those franchises.
They were hippin' in the moment.
They were so hippin' in the moment. And I would just like to see them do something with something that is, like, hippin' in the moment.
Mahjong Soul free run collab when?
I like oh, fuck you. I would... And so there's, like, you know, sometimes I, like, watch a new anime and I'm like, they should do a Mahjong Soul collab on this. Like, my sort of classic example right now, which, like, you know, everyone is sick of me. But like in my life, I just want this to establish this as an establishing shot. But it's like...
Sorry for beating a dead horse here, but everyone is sick of me.
A dead what?
But I do think it would go crazy if they did a collab with "There's No Freaking Way I'll Be Your Lover" and less.
Yeah,
they would.
I knew you were gonna say that.
They would do it.
I didn't say that one
Everyone
because you
knew.
were going to.
Again, everyone is sick of me. Watch live as everyone is sick of me. What? Everyone pauses
Love
to
is
emote.
war. Love is war. Love is war.
We said
Trying
that you
to find the
didn't
right emote.
we said that you didn't have to watch the video, and yet the emotes are flying.
whenever there's a moment of silence.
Yeah, the emotes are flying.
Oh no,
Holy
the
shit.
game's over!
No, there's
busting's
busting is off. Busting is off.
Oh, okay.
Busting is false.
But, like, I am, like, I would be... Oh my god, if Ash wins here, the game will just... I would be
Sorry, I'm being
genuinely
a coward.
so interested in, like, Mahjong Soul doing some Yuri, not only because I like women and I like Yuri, but I
Wait,
think...
you like women?
No.
Oh.
I think Mahjong
You hate
Soul's
women?
like approach to like sexuality and like girls sexuality is so fucking weird that I would love to see them like do a Yuri and have to like have a Yuri protagonist who is about a different Yuri character have to do their like fucking, you know, their like I love the player thing, and like how they would pull that off. I think that would be interesting. I just like Yuri. I also think that like, you know, we talk more about it in our personal conversation than we do on the just for you. I'm gonna ignore this and I'm gonna go for a full flush instead. That was a raw opportunity that I'm giving up. I want you to know that. It's not
Temporary
furry because I'm discarding these guys. the fuck was I talking about? We talk a lot sort of like, give me another one. We talk a lot of personally, like, about how Cat Food Studios is a Hong Kong company pretending to be a Chinese company, and that's weird. But I would love to see them do collabs with more Chinese stuff, especially as like I'm getting into more Chinese media. I don't have like a specific goal.
Pretending to be a Japanese company, you mean?
Is that not what I said? Did I say Hong
You
Kong?
said pretending to be a Chinese company.
Pretending to be
No,
a Chinese
they're a Hong
company.
Kong company pretending to be. They're a Hong Kong company with a Chinese publisher pretending to be a Japanese company, right? Yes.
Yes.
And I would love to see them do some collab with some Chinese stuff that like has universal. This is going to be like, what gets me in Tenpai? Oh, that gets me in Tenpai.
Thanks for the Genbutsu.
He's in Tenpai.
Sorry.
Integrity breach.
Integrity breach.
I like. This is gonna sound so obvious. But like I would love for them to do a collab with Infinity Nikki, for a couple reasons. Not just because I like Infinity Nikki, which I do, and I would go crazy over that shit, but like
They would have to return to their roots of live 2D.
I just think it would be interesting to see them doing like a franchise by a Chinese company, even if Infinity Nikki is not an especially Chinese game. Sort of culturally,
Neat.
it's sort of, you know, multicultural. And also, one thing that I really enjoyed, even though I don't fucking know what they are, I don't know what they are. I really enjoyed when they did the like Hello Kitty and Friends Sanrio crossover. Because
ドラを捨てるのにもそれなりの胆力が必要ですね。
だっ
だってて
論です。
Oh my god. I didn't know
Continuing
what
the
the
game.
heck to do.
because like I think it's really interesting when they kind of have to do child-friendly things. And I would love to see them do Infinity Nikki just so that they like have to make some mostly child-friendly skins of things. I think that would be interesting. But mostly I just think it would be fun and cool if they did like a Yuri anime. I just think they should do this. I think it would be fun and cool. I like
I
books.
cannot imagine Nikki and Mahjong Soul. It's just like incompatible for me. It doesn't
thought
work.
about-
It doesn't compute. Nikki
I thought
cannot
about
be in
saying
Mahjong
this.
Soul.
But I also can't picture how it would function. Not because I can't picture Nikki and Mahjong Soul, but just because I am not sure who they would put in there and how. And so because I can't imagine it in my mind, it doesn't exist.
The male character has to be Bobo. Sorry. No. Wait. What's his name?
Momo?
Bobo is Yoko. Momo.
The male character
And
has to be
Bobo,
Bobo.
who became Yoko.
Here, can I
Yeah.
pick this?
No,
this
the
is-
male character is Giovanni. Come on.
This has become a different thing. But can I pitch you on how it would work? I think how it would work is it's just like it has to be an Infinity Nikki crossover so they can pay this off. But I think the gotcha is just like 3 to 4 Nickies. They're different characters, but it's like
30 to
you know,
50 feral hogs.
it's like Dreamboat Nikki. I don't remember the names of dresses in Infinity Nikki, but like this Nikki, that Nikki. They're all just, you know, you can pull and you get like a Nikki of like a set of 4, and then the bond up is like the kind of like the
Neat.
glowed up version of that outfit.
Here's my alternate proposal.
I bet it sucks ass.
Okay.
Sorry,
Well,
it was uncalled for.
come on. My alternate proposal is that it's not just Nikki in different outfits, it's Nikki from the different many realities of Infinity Nikki.
Right. Yeah.
Donching artist Nikki. The seer has to be in there.
Uh-huh.
And like basic our protagonist Nikki and Saintess of Docilism Nikki.
Uh-huh. Or they could do Nikki from all of the different Nikki games. They could have like Love Nikki, Infinity Nikki.
I reject this.
And then she's wearing like an iconic outfit from each game. No.
But
the Star Sea.
yeah, the Sea of Stars. The Sea of Stars.
Yeah, isn't that every?
Here's my thing that makes this real. The Cat Food Studios blobs are replaced with little momos.
Terrible. Awful.
I hate it, but it is true.
Wait, are they still shaped like the Cat Food Studio blobs?
Yes.
But they're momos? That's so bad. Dude,
It sucks.
that's
Yeah.
so
Decapitated
bad.
him?
They Finally! Oh my god.
It's been too long. Hey, we have a final question before this Mahjong game ends.
No, you don't.
Yes, we do. It's from Burp, who says, "Hey Ash, I hope you haven't wrapped recording of the anniversary episode yet. This is from 2 hours ago, because I have a late Q&A submission. If you could redo an episode of the podcast, 1, would you? And 2, if so, which one? Both of you should answer this one separately. That doesn't matter because you've been doing that the whole time.
Congrats, Kit.
Question.
Would I redo an episode of the podcast? It's like, I don't know. There's some episodes that I like don't like as much. I would probably redo a Gregor episode, honestly.
That's the easy
That's the
choice,
easy choice. I like I don't know. I have little complaints with lots of things that I do and say in every episode. If I had to redo anything, honestly, it's like, and I'll never do this, obviously, because, like, fuck that shit. But, like, I would just go back and, like, remaster, like, the whole of year 1 of the podcast. I would just redo it. I just, like, didn't have like, the tech that I have right now, and I would just go redo it.
Mm-hmm.
I would just, not even re-record them. I would just go remaster them. That's my boring answer. That's like realistic. My other answer is that like, I don't really care if there are some episodes of the podcast that are like not as good as other episodes. Ash, you have the Libsyn pulled up. Like, how many total episodes have we uploaded? It should be in the
Jesus
episodes
Christ.
tab.
Too many?
It's like 80.
Too many.
It's like 80 something, right?
73.
Oh, okay. There are hits and there are misses. But like,
There's swings and there are roundabouts.
What I wish is that I just had more control over the first time listener experience, which you just don't have. Like, I wish that I could like set episodes. Various platforms kind of let you do this, but I wish that I could set episodes as like for new listeners, and that this would have like any meaningful impact at all. I just want them, yeah, that's, I don't know. Recently, the most recent episode that came out, I did go on a whole conversation about like how she's dressed in Chinese clothing, but she's also dressed in normal clothing, like pants.
Yeah.
And that's not what I meant. That sounded so, I was like, oh, this sounds so bad. That's what I meant was she's dressed in like traditional clothing and also modern clothing. But I did it bad. So I don't know. Like, I would re-record like individual moments. I wouldn't re-record individual episodes per se, because I think a variety of styles and a variety of quality is actually good for the show. I just like wish I had more impact over like whether someone gets a mediocre episode as their first episode through like the magic of however the fuck people discover episodes. I'm gonna quickly twist this episode for our guests, and then Kit can ask a question, and then we can wrap. Kit,
I haven't answered it.
Oh, well, sorry. You should answer the question.
Well, I'll be quick, which is that I'm gonna twist this question in a way that is not intended. Would I redo an episode as in like replace the old one with a newer version of it? No, because this podcast is a history of
Your
it's an
friendship.
archive of our friendship. Yes, it's a beautiful archive, a blue archive, and
What?
however, if I could redo an episode and then release it on the feed like right now, as like a revisit of a previous episode, the answer is that I want to do this for Kagehime at some point.
Interesting.
There's like at least 2, maybe 3 new Kagehime outfits since we did that episode last. And also, we did that episode as the first episode of the podcast. And so I would be really interested. I don't know if we would come to any new conclusions about art we've already looked at. But I would be interested just to, like, revisit my special guy, if nobody else's. And like, just sort of do some meta commentary, some reflection on what we did before and how we think now.
Yeah, but our schedule's so packed all the time.
We're not going to do this like soon.
May, Kit, is there anything you would redo in the episodes that you were on this year?
I would have tried to come to a decision about Nikki's Kinsey scale number before the episode started.
Really funny answer. Such a Kit answer.
No, I still don't think I have a great answer for it, so...
She's
May,
a lesbian.
May, anything you would change about, sometimes
Related
one of
on
them just
X.
comes out snake, parenthetical, it's
It
Mormon
would also be about the Kinsey scale number. I would have fought harder for 3. She is about synthesis and balance, and you don't understand that. She's about being rock music and opera.
Uh-huh.
You don't understand. She's a 3.
Great. And to wrap us up, Kit, what is your question that all of the rest of us have to answer but you don't?
Can I ask a question that only I have to answer instead?
No. Get your own podcast where you get to just talk. I can teach you how to edit audio.
Well, can I ask you all a question that you all have to answer, but I also have to answer?
Sure.
Fine.
Okay, what's your favorite Uma Musume's?
Favorite Uma Musume. I really like, and this is just my bias because I started with her. But I really like Tokai Teo. I think she's very charming. I think that her outfit is good. And I know that you hate Symboli Rudolph for reasons. And so you should support me in my quest because Tokai Teo will kill her have her drawn
I
and quartered in the
see.
public square.
I think the
They're
funny thing
already
is
all
that
drawn, aren't they?
no, they're
But
modeled.
not quartered yet.
Oh.
Wait, I guess they have dorms.
Yeah, that's true.
Fuck. But they're not in the public square.
I was gonna say I think it's really funny that Symboli Rudolph's career does not involve Tokai Teo at all. She
No, yeah,
doesn't
they
care
literally
about her
just like
son.
want her dead. May, please switch off of that terrible woman.
No. I was looking at her to look at her and notice how she's just like... I'm not going to try to pronounce her name live on air because I haven't thought about how to pronounce it, but the woman from Tsukihime, but she's bad.
Uh-huh.
Arsuid?
I've answered the question, and thus I'm no longer required to look at May.
Yay.
I don't know things about Uma Musume. I like... There's one of them that has a funny name, but I don't remember what it is. Sorry.
Machikane Fukuharu?
No.
Special week.
No. It's one of the ones with the funny names.
That's
Like imagining rice shower is pronounced rice shower, and she shows you her rice.
Uh-huh.
She does do that.
Show me rice.
I
Show
showed
me
you my
rice.
rice, please respond.
Is that your favorite Uma Musume, Kent?
Who? Rice Shower? Everybody else should answer the question first.
What? I'm asking if that's May answering the question.
You did say Kit.
You
That's
did
not...
say Kit.
You did say Kit.
Shut up.
recorded
Okay,
evidence.
but you did say kid though.
The only experience I have with Uma Musume is watching the Uma Musume movie because someone said it was like art. And it is like art.
I said it was like art.
It's like art.
It's art-esque.
No, like is being used as like a filler word here to hesitate, not so much as like a literal word with content in it, but it is trying to be like, art.
It's
Anyway.
kind of weird
it's
to insinuate
like-
that a movie isn't art.
it's
Like a
art-esque.
video game, that's
You know what?
controversial, but a movie?
Well, there's art and then there's art. All
capital
movies
A,
are
like
art,
Dash
but only
Dash?
some movies are trying to be like art, you know?
Uh-huh.
Anyway, I don't know. Tachyon was good in that.
Tachyon is good.
Harry recently showed me like the first 10 minutes of like the Silver Surfer Uma Musume movie. And there was some
Huh?
like intense
Do you mean Cinderella Grey?
that's the one, yeah. And there was some like intense Yuri rivalry, and I like the one that was mean.
I don't know who you're talking about. I haven't seen that. It could be Ogre. It could be
Well,
Mama Cross.
because you haven't seen it, you're getting kicked out of the room.
No.
No, it's just
Oh.
now it's
Oh, that's
just
what
me
you
and
mean.
May, and we can just be Eve Chris together.
Okay, yay. Could we be Ayane Kisarage together?
Oh yeah, absolutely. Ayane Kisarage on Ayane Kisarage action.
Truly. I feel like
Uh,
Mahjong Soul could pull that off.
They need to put more Yuri in Mahjong Soul, genuinely.
They need more self-cessed Yuri.
They need more self-cessed
Do
Yuri.
they?
Yes.
They only have incest Yuri. They need more self-cessed Yuri.
Hmm.
And it needs to be of Ayane Kisarage specifically, because that's compelling.
Okay.
It is compelling. Like, who is she gonna marry before she's 30? Herself.
Wait, do either of you have the spring song, Ayane Skin?
No,
I
it's
don't,
really
'cause it's
expensive.
animated.
It's so
It's
expensive.
expensive.
It's so
If it was not
expensive.
animated, I would have
animated.
got it, but it's animated.
Anyway, my greatest regret of Soulmates is that we should have just done an Uma Musume episode and not been weird about it.
Yeah.
Wait, I haven't answered the question yet. Okay, so my favorite Uma Musume is Machikane Tanhoiza, but she's not in the game yet. So my favorite Uma Musume is Smart Falcon, and so I was pulling for her because I wanted another dirt runner because like I didn't have that many at the time, and also I was brand new, so I was getting carrots like 1,500 carrots every day, so I could afford it. And I was like, oh, she's just like an idol. That's whatever. But actually, she's actually awesome. There's a couple of other Uma Musume who their stories are like they want to run a specific type of usually like long and turf races, but they like can't because that's just not their aptitudes. And one of them you have to like gaslight them into running sprints, and it's terrible. But Smart Falcons, I think her story does this in a really nice way where she's like, actually, I want dirt races to be more popular, and I'm going to make them more popular, even though I can't run on turf.
Can you ready up really quick?
Yeah, I can ready up. This is really awesome.
I can't see what you're doing.
My loading screen is the one of Leia and Kaguya-hime again.
We gotta. Can we just spam emotes so that the bots spam emotes?
Okay.
We got a match that's all Ayane Kisaragi.
Oh, nice. But yeah, her voice is really nice. It's not like super cutesy, but it's also not the Enka type. And her outfit is really cool. I like how she's like a little fancy, but she's also got tennis shoes and knee socks, and it's awesome. I think that's all I have to say, actually.
Big syringe.
Big syringe. I can't wait to
Me when
cover.
I see myself?
I can't. I'm me when I see myself for real. Big heart. Anyway, that's our anniversary episode, I guess. Thanks for being on, Man Kit, and thanks for listening, listeners.
Yay!
We have some exciting stuff. Hey, our Christmas episode is gonna be really good, I think. This is my our Christmas special. We have a real Christmas special this year. I have a way to make it a real Christmas special. But also, and so look forward to that. But also just, look forward to the podcast. We don't have too much coming next year. I don't know if we're going to do another sort of like, this is what's coming next year announcement. But like, yay. Anyway, it's the podcast. Thanks for asking questions.
Coming next year, Ayane Kisarage.
Coming next
It's a
year,
good
Ayane
podcast.
Kisarage. Hopefully.
You should listen to the podcast. If you're not listening to the podcast, how are you even here?
Uh-huh.
Hey guys,
They're my roommates outside of my
there's
room.
this thing called Soulmates.
Yeah. It's called Soulmates Podcast on your podcast app of choice. I really have to pee. Is that a good outro? Can I go pee?
And
I
then,
also have to go pee.
Okay, everyone say bye.
and then everybody went and peed.
Bye.
Bye.
Goodbye.